Former UN envoy Sam Condor and others who defected from Team Unity to support Dr. Denzil Douglas and the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party in the recently held elections contributed to the party's heavy defeat at the polls, according to political pollster and analyst Peter Wickham. He was speaking on a recent edition of Let's Talk St. Kitts Nevis on Voice of the Caribbean Radio.
When you introduce this whole Sam Condor thing, I mean, realistically, I think he probably did more to damage them in the campaign, because you are then bringing up a conversation that was debated in 2015 and bringing it back. I mean, people are saying, let's move forward.
Shortly after the elections were announced, Sam Condor, one of the conveners of Team Unity, announced he was returning to the Labour Party and lending his support to Dr. Douglas. Some questioned why Condor, who was vilified by Dr. Douglas when he left the Labour Party in 2014 to join his former cabinet colleague Dr. Timothy Harris to start the People's Labour Party, would look to rejoin the Labour leader. Condor said he left the Labour Party initially because of the fundamental good governance issues, and that Dr. Douglas has now shown contrition for his past actions.
I have had much time to reflect on my affiliations, past and present, and I have concluded that it is more prudent to be part of a movement, the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, that has shown contrition for its missteps and is prepared to censure itself. Honesty, humility, and selfless service have always been my watchwords, and I will never, never compromise them for anything or anyone.
But Mr. Wickham does not believe people were convinced that Condor's return was genuine.
The critical thing here is that Labour is not different to how Labour was before. Right? Dr. Douglas is not a different person. He hasn't had an epiphany and he didn't meet Jesus Christ on the road to Damascus. It wasn't about that. Dr. Douglas is the same individual with the same kind of strategy and policies that he ran with in 2015 that he opposed. So when Sam Condor comes and he says, I am concerned about governance, and he has not been clear in relation to what exactly it is about governance he's talking about, the logical assumption of that is that Sam obviously wanted something that he wasn't able to get. And that's, I think, what people found a bit offensive. If you cross the floor, you can convince me that you believe that the national development of St. Kitts and Nevis is on the table. And I think that people supported that in 2015. I mean, I listened to Sam Condor, both personally. I mean, it's no secret that he and I are friends. And, he spoke to me when he thought about leaving the second time. That has also been discussed. And my advice to him was the same that I just said, that I don't believe that people have an appetite for persons crossing back, because fundamentally, Dr. Douglas is the same person. Dr. Douglas was the problem in 2015. How can you now convince people that Dr. Douglas is not the problem any further? And I think that people saw a lack of genuineness on the part of many of those people. I mean, I don't know the cases of Watley and the others more intimately, but I get the impression, certainly when I spoke to Kittians, a lot of people said there are a lot of individuals who supported Team Unity because they wanted something, and when they didn't get what they wanted, they left, and they're now back with Dr. Douglas.
In addition to Condor, Dwyer Astafan, a former government minister under Dr. Douglas, and who was a staunch supporter of Team Unity in 2015, became one of the coalition's biggest critics during the elections. He was seen alongside Mr. Condor and Dr. Douglas in a forgiveness and reconciliation session as part of the Labour Party's campaign. Also, government employee and a staunch supporter of the People's Action Movement, Duncan Watley, publicly denounced Team Unity and said he would be supporting the Labour Party. According to Mr. Wickham, those actions had the adverse effect and helped propel Team Unity to victory. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.